Happy Monday, September 5th, and happy Labor Day. So last week, I told the story of the Chinese farmer. And in honor of Labor Day, I'm going to tell the story of the Mexican fisherman and the investment banker this week. So an American investment banker was at a pier in a small coastal village in Mexico when a small boat with just one fisherman docked. Inside the boat were several large tuna. The American complimented the Mexican on the quality of his fish and how long it took him to catch. The Mexican fisherman replied, "Only a little while." The American then asked, "Why don't you stay out longer and catch more fish?" The fisherman said he had enough to support his family's immediate needs and didn't need to stay out longer. The American then asked, "But what do you do with the rest of your time?" To which the fisherman replied, "I sleep late, fish a little, play with my children, take siestas with my wife, and stroll into the village each evening where I sip wine and play guitar with my friends. I have a full and busy life." The investment banker scoffed. "I have an MBA from Harvard and I can help you," he said. "You should spend more time fishing and with the proceeds, buy a bigger boat. With the proceeds of the bigger boat, you could buy several boats and eventually you would have a fleet of fishing boats. Instead of sailing your catch to a middleman, you could sell directly to the processor, eventually opening up your own cannery. You could control the product processing and distribution," he said. "Of course, you would need to leave this small coastal fishing village and move to Mexico City, then Los Angeles, and eventually to New York City, where you will run your expanding enterprise." The fisherman asked, "But how long would that take?" And the American replied, 15 to 20 years or so." "What then?" asked the fisherman. The American laughed and said, "That's the best part. When the time is right, you'll announce your IPO and sell the company stock to the public and become very rich. You'll make millions." "Millions? Then what?" asked the fisherman. The American said, "Then you could retire, move to a small coastal fishing village where you could sleep late, fish little, play with your kids, take siestas with your wife, and stroll to the village in the evenings where you could sip wine and play guitar with your friends." So I'm sure you can all see the irony in this story. And this always reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from Tony Robbins. And I've yet to find a better definition of success than this. So this is the quote I use personally. And Tony Robbins said, quote, "Success is doing what you want to do, when you want, where you want, and with whom you want, as much as you want," end quote. In the story, the investment banker doesn't think the fisherman is successful because he's basing success on money. However, the banker would have the fisherman toil away his entire life only to work toward a retirement where he's doing the exact same thing that he's already doing. So this week, ask yourself, what are you working towards? And don't just say being happy. You need to be more specific. What would make you happy? Write it down. Just the process of writing it down is going to make you focus in on that goal. The older I get, the more I just appreciate this story. Because if you're just working toward money, then don't be surprised when you achieve it and you're still not happy. The fact is that I'm sure you've all heard that money can't buy happiness. Yet that doesn't stop everyone from wanting to find out for themselves, does it? I say instead, work towards freedom. Freedom to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with whom you want, as much as you want. So don't put off living until retirement. Like the Mexican fisherman, find what makes you happy and start doing more of that today. That is true success. So as always, if you made it this far, please leave a comment below on LinkedIn. If you're listening on Spotify, take a minute and give me that 5-star review. And as always, remember, you are limitless.